So now, as you people know, I you know I watch a lot of World Star Hip Hop, and I learn a lot from media, you know, especially World Star, because it's just so much going on in the world, and it covers anything from the hood to the suburbs to what's going on in the Middle East. It just covers so much stuff, and no other news media to me does it like World Star Hip Hop does. People actually brag about being on World Star Hip Hop. Like, you're about to be on World Star. This is about to go viral. Yo, what up? They're like, oh, you're about to be on World Star. When something happens to you, yep, you're about to be on World Star. People don't go, you're about to be on CNN. You're about to be on Fox News. No, they go, you're about to be on World Star. Like, it's bad for you. What just happened to you is bad for you. Now, so women are being openly attacked. Now, we had a situation where recently a guy in New York, a lot happens in New York, but a guy in New York decided he wanted to, squeeze this woman's derriere as he was walking by. And so he did. And she looked, I don't know what she was. I don't know if she was Latino or something, but she was a nice looking woman. And then she turns around and strikes him, like pushes him away in shock and in anger, pushes dude away, which is a natural reaction. Now, this guy has got to be, 190, maybe 220 somewhere. Maybe not, he was skinny. So, yeah, maybe about 200 pounds. She can't be even a buck 40, maybe, if she's lucky. Doubt it. 5'4", maybe. This guy looked about maybe 6'2", something like that. So she pushes him away. He steps to the side, trying to get away from her push, and then she attacks him. Now, ladies, I understand that you're pissed about somebody touching you. I get that. I am not saying that's okay. That is far from being okay. What he did was 100% wrong. Your reaction was 100% right at first. But if you don't have a weapon and you don't have somebody else with you, you're about to take on somebody who has a foot and a half on you and probably close to 100 pounds on you. Not to mention, he's probably quicker than you are, and he's definitely stronger than you are. So when she pushed him away, then she sees him recoil, like step away from her, then she advances. Now, this is these women's mistake. If this guy is moving away from you, listen, let him go. Get on the phone, call the police, whatever. That's what you do. But for some reason, in you women's head, you think that you can take on a man, a fully grown man, fully functioning man. You're convinced that it's okay to go after a fully grown man, even though you're in your anger. We get it. You're in your anger, you're in your feelings, but you're by yourself. Walking down the street by yourself, there's nobody else there. See, a lot of this feminism and stuff like that, it only works in groups. It does not work when you're by yourself. It does not work in a one-on-one with an angry person who clearly is out of his mind and totally in the wrong. It just doesn't, because he's not thinking on your level. He's not thinking, this is a woman, I should respect her. I should respect her boundaries. He didn't come up to you and say hello. Not to mention it was at night. I think it was at night. Yeah, I think it was at night. He didn't come up to you and say hello. He came up to you and grabbed your ass. He grabbed your ass. He didn't come up to you and put his hand around your waist. No, he grabbed your ass, which means he doesn't give a damn about you. All he's interested in is his self-gratification. And then you go after him. He's already out of his damn mind. And you go after him with no weapon, no nothing. That's what I'm saying. You ladies have been told something that's just not true. Look, this anything a man can do, you can do better. It's just not true. The majority of time, if you're not a martial artist, you're not gonna be the man. And some of you martial artists are not gonna be the man. You're just not. I don't care how much karate you know. Some of you martial artists, females, you go out in the street and try that, you run into the wrong one, you're gonna get your teeth knocked all the way in. You know why? You know why it's gonna be even worse for somebody who thinks they can fight? It's because they're going to come at him like a man. And he's going to treat you like one. And the more you hit him, the more angry he's going to get. And he's gonna take it all out on you. And we've seen this over and over and over. These women think that they can fight men. Ladies, don't do it. Just back up, call for help, and let men handle it. Stop going after these men. And that's what she did. She went after old boy. Now, once he'd stepped away and she charged him, she swung at him. he looked almost surprised that this little woman is. She swung at old boy. He dodged that swing, came back. Yeah! He hit her once, then he wasn't satisfied, hit her again, and I think he hit her a third time and knocked her ass down. Now listen, that could have been really bad. That could have went from you just getting your ass grabbed to where you're not coming back. Because listen, one punch has sent plenty of people to the Never Never Land. One punch from anyone, from a woman or from a man. I've seen a woman hit a man and she's stunned him. But I've seen men hit other men so hard that they actually hit the ground and they never got up. There was a bodybuilder who was arguing with an MMA fighter. And this MMA fighter was telling him that my sport's better than yours, and the bodybuilder was huge. He was like, no, it's not. Well, they took it outside like men do. Well, that MMA fighter used his skill and roundhouse this dude with a kick to the head. This guy fell back like he was in an iron cross, and he never, ever, ever recovered. That was it. He was finished. Ladies, do not take on a full-grown man. I don't care how much skill you got, it is bad news, especially if you don't know who it is. See, a lot of you will fight your man because you think your man's gonna have sympathy on you. You call him all kind of names, yada, yada, yada. You got some big brother somewhere. You got a cousin somewhere. You got some help somewhere. But when you women are walking the streets by yourself, you are at risk. It is no holds barred. There are no rules. There's no feminist train of women that's going to come out and just start jumping on this man. Now, the good thing is they eventually caught up to who this dude was, and they knocked him clean out. They knocked this dude out. He was out broad daylight in the street. They was like, this is what you happen when you go after women like that. And that's what should have happened to him. I'm reading you guys' comment. Gotta go TY for the stream. No problem. But yeah, somebody, I think a couple people are still. But anyways, so I just wanted to say that, ladies, stop thinking that this mystical bubble of everything is fair in love and war is when you walk the street and a stranger says something or does something to you, and you are absolutely quit thinking that everyone cares, because they don't. The next woman and the next man, listen, you're taking your life for granted when you think that the next person cares about anything about you and they don't know you. That's what you're doing. And when you go after these people, now I want to talk about another situation that happened. And listen, I'm going to play the audio to this because I can't drive this home enough, because you women you're just not listening. And it's scary how you females think that nothing's going to happen to you. It's almost, I just wonder where, what is it going to take for you women to wake up and realize that there are mindless, marauding men out there who are angry at what has happened to other men, and they want nothing more than to destroy one of you. That's all that they want. If you don't understand what's going on with all these people being snatched up and all these horrible things that are happening, I don't understand why women, what is all the social media that's out here, why you just don't understand. So I'm gonna play this clip for you. I'm just gonna play it. I'm not gonna, because it's terrible. This is another example of you women not fully grasping how dangerous it is out here on the street.
There's somebody just left with my.
Let me do this because it's about to play. Let me see. So you're gonna play the audio, or you're gonna play a commercial. All right, let me do it. All right.
Left with my girlfriend.
For the first time, we're hearing the panicked 911 call as Miriam Abdulrab is kidnapped from the front yard of a Southeast Atlanta home. On the phone, Jerry Antoine, an Atlanta musician who says Abdulrab is his girlfriend. He posted these pictures of the two of them together on his Instagram story. Antoine tells the dispatcher he had just spoken to Miriam moments before, and she was on her way to his home on Burrow Street.
Oh my God. Bro, I just watched her get kidnapped from in front of my house. What the Oh
What is her
my
name?
God.
She had a gun pointed to her?
Yes, I watched it all through my window in my front yard. He had a gun to her, and he forced her into a car. He had on a security shirt.
But just 4 hours after she was reported kidnapped, a man walking his dog found Miriam's body on Lake Avenue.
Lord Jesus.
Now, if you didn't understand what just happened, for one, this is in Atlanta. You know, if you don't fully grasp what just happened is this woman, it's a good-looking woman, young female. She's a full-grown woman though, so let's not get it twisted. This is a full-grown, good-looking woman. Good-looking woman. It's a good-looking woman right here. Boom. Full-grown, good-looking woman. That's her boyfriend. Good-looking. She was on her way to his house. Yeah, on her way to his house. She was getting ready to pull up in his crib. She got out of her car. Yes, abundant blessings to you. She got out of her car and yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. She got out of her car and he knew she was showing up, right? They must have been in communication. She's like, I'm here, which is what you should do. You're outside, okay. This is why when somebody's coming to see me, I walk outside. I automatically, when a female's coming to see me, it ain't happening in a minute, but when a woman's coming to me, I meet them at the car. I walk outside, I'm either watching them or I go to where the car is and then I let them in, you know what I'm saying? So what this guy did was, I think he's on the second floor. What he did was he must have been in communication with her because he knew she was pulling up because he was looking outside the window for her. And when she was walking around, coming around to where he could see her, somebody had already saw this woman get out the car. It's a good chance they know him. They probably done seen this woman before. But anyway, they seen her coming around like she was about to walk in the building, and they got to her before she can get in the building and, pulled out the jammy on her and was just like, get in the car. Now, she's got a choice. She can, yes, very crazy. Now, she could have took off running. She wouldn't have got too far. And the vehicle he had was right in front of the whole complex. Like, she had to walk past him to get in to the apartment building. So he was waiting on her. He was just sitting there waiting. She got out the car. She came around. He got out his car. She didn't think nothing of it. Just another person, Can't be suspicious of everybody, but you might have to be nowadays. And then when she got into close proximity, he whipped out the, jammy and was like, get in the car. Now, to me, I think she should have sprinted. But, he could have still, took aim at her. But nonetheless, she knew her dude who is posing with two guns right here, like, he's there, he's watching you. He could have come outside and done something. No, it happened so fast that this dude, he just, he called the police. He was like, there's nothing I could do, because he had already got a hold of old girl and put her in the car. Now, I don't know what goes through somebody's head to do this. I don't know what was going through her head. We don't know, but I'm sure she was pretty afraid of whatever was going on, because, this probably isn't something that happens to somebody every day, the same person every day. So you don't know, like, oh, okay, what does this guy want? And you're a female, you automatically think, okay, he wants to sleep with me. Okay, boom, it's going to happen. And then, I'm going to go on to the police and do the whole protocol thing. No. I told you women before, men are angry. This is not sexual. That's not what this is. You got to understand, the things that are happening to women right now are not a bunch of horny men just running around just, oh, we're just horny, we want to have sex. Men are always horny. That is our protocol. We are 24/7. We always want some booty somewhere. We are always horny. And a good-looking woman like this coming on this, we're like, yeah, if she's willing, I'm willing. Let's get it on. You know what I'm saying? Even if you just had some, you're just like, hey, I'll try again. Come on, let's rock. We're always horny. That's what we do. That's how the earth got populated. Okay? But nonetheless, this is different. And I know, because I'm a man. All right? I already know what this is. This is not horny. This right here is pure hatred. You don't snatch some, for one, you don't snatch somebody up. For two, even if you do, my mind just doesn't even go there. But for one, you don't snatch nobody up. But for two, if you're going to get some draws, homie, you're going to face some consequences. But nonetheless, you get the draws, you let her go, then, hopefully you don't get caught. Well, nah, he ain't even thinking like that. He's thinking, I don't even care if I'm gonna get caught. He parked his car outside of the apartment complex, which means they know, it was a van, which means they know what that van looks like. And it's a good chance, there's cameras everywhere, and there's a good chance that man was spotted. He did not care. What he was after, he wanted to do her in. It's a good chance he probably didn't even know her. He was angry. He is angry. And when they catch this guy, listen to what his story is. I'm telling you, there's going to be some background somewhere where this guy was angry at another female. There was a serial killer, I don't think he was in Atlanta, I think he was in Texas. And what this guy did was he had a truck, he had an SUV. And what he did was he would go around and, pick up, prostitutes like a lot of these serial killers do. And he started knocking off prostitutes, and eventually they caught up to who this dude was. It was just a regular looking black guy almost in his 60s, just a regular guy. And his friends said, we know why he did this. There was a woman who he loved, and that woman cheated on him and left him. And after that, he had never been the same. She broke that man and pretty much made him a laughingstock. And she did it like it was nothing. And he loved her. He was like, okay. So he found women that are just easy to get to. They're going to jump into your car. And he just started, and the thing about him, he was having sex with them. But then he just got his anger out. And for you females who don't know, let me educate you women on something else. Sex is almost an act of violence. When men are having sex with you, if I should go into the scientific. Okay, so when men are having sex with you, and it all depends on the relationship with you, men are in a dominant state of mind. It's the same thing as if we were in a fight. We're not in the fight to, be casual. We're in it to dominate the other individual. That's just how it is. When men are having sex, we are in a dominant state of mind. Okay, there's a lot of other things in us that gets cut off, and our mind starts going to dominate you in some kind of way, even if it's a casual person that you're making love to. I'm telling you, it is a dominant act. And in some cases, some men, they forget that this is a woman, and after they're done with whatever it is, they are still in fight mode. And if that gets away from them, that female is in big trouble. And these men who are out here doing these things, they totally understand what they're doing. They totally understand what they're doing, but the spirit behind the whole act is supercharging them. And I'm just telling you, this is how a lot of them can do it with no conscience. It's like we don't even care who this was. It's because the whole act and the whole spirit behind it, it can take you over if you don't get a hold of it, and the female becomes the opponent. And and once you start dominating, this female, and I'm not talking about in a sexual way, it is hard to stop for these men who let this go. It is hard to stop, and it's an adrenaline rush. You ever heard of runner's high? I used to be a distance runner before I got fat, but nonetheless, I would go out and just run in the middle of the winter. I would go out and listen. I used to go to track meets. I would run to the track meet, run in the track meet, and run home. I would run the football practice 2 a days and then run back home uphill. I would run after. Listen, I would let the bus. When I was 14, I let the bus just go just so I can chase the bus. Because I knew my girlfriend was at the bus stop and a bunch of other friends that I had. And I would just, my little raggedy shoes, little bummy shoes, and I'm running like a mile something chasing this bus. Why? Because of runner's high. And a lot of runners, you don't understand why they're out there in, it's cold as hell and raining, and they're out there, because it's runner's high. This is the same kind of adrenaline that goes through a man's body whenever he's trying to bust. And I'm not trying to be too graphic. I'm just trying to tell you what it is, especially during that time. That little 8 seconds, he is on something else. He's on another planet, and it's a high that you get from it. Well, a normal person can come down from that high because, it's an act of procreation. But someone who lets that get away from them always wants to feel that high. It's the same thing as a drug. It does the same thing. It's an endorphin. Yeah. When it's time to bust, it's an endorphin rush. And it's super, especially if you've had the right, you was eating right and stuff like that. You've been working out and stuff. It is something else. It's an endorphin. This is why you have men who y'all guys call them F-boys, and they're going around screwing everything that moves. Yeah, because they're 100% healthy. And they're going around knocking off anything that comes in their vicinity. You know what I'm saying? And they don't care. They're just like, they're knocking them off. Yeah, that's what happens to us. Well, that can get out of control. And you can start diluting sex with violence because you think it's a violent act. And this is why you have a lot of men who are serial killers. They are the ones who first have sex with the woman and then go ahead and then do other things with them. And or the ones who've been killing men. You find out that they were homosexuals, Jeffrey Dahmer and stuff like that. It's the reason why he was having sex with them, because of the adrenaline rush and the spirit behind it. And once it got out of hand, it's just off to the races. So it's not only 2 women, but you have to understand now in society, especially since coronavirus, there has been a the world has shown just us a different color, of the world. We're looking at when we looked at what happened in coronavirus. We looked at a lot of people who didn't seem to feel that they were properly cared for, and then coupled with like the whole Me Too movement, and just watching men after men after men after men lose their everything they had, and just being totally dissected by a woman, and then watching these school teachers, these female school teachers, just have blatant sex with all these boys at once and give them drugs and everything that they castigate a man for. These females went out and did it and walked out of court. And it just, listen, they didn't just walk out of court and everything's hunky-dory. No, we saw what you did because it's blasted all over the news. We saw your story. And we're thinking, this just isn't fair. And now that you know that it isn't fair, now that you know that a man can look at a woman and do 30 years, he can look at a teenager and she can make a false claim, it just, you're thinking, oh, there's no help for me. Even men are telling on other men and making all kind of crap up and white knighting some woman. They know this woman's wrong. So the man is stripped bare of everything. Everything the man had that gave him pride, that gave him strength is gone. Your woman is on OnlyFans, gone. Your money is being siphoned out of your savings that you worked for 30 years, gone. The time that you spent at your job, you just got fired, gone. Your life is being siphoned from you. You're gonna do 20 years for something you didn't do. Gone. When you get out, you have to live under a bridge. This is where they have some of these men living under a bridge like trolls. You can look it up. There are men who literally have to live under a bridge. Gone. And you think that the rest of the men on the planet who see this are not angry. You're fooling yourself. I can't stress it enough. You women are in trouble. You women are in big trouble. It's the society that you think that's going to help you. These women who made all this noise, you think they're going to get behind you. Well, the problem is they're not going to know when you're going to get attacked because they're not with you. They're not around you. They're not your friends. These women who made all this noise and did all this rah-rah, they're not your friends, they're your enemies. Because they made you believe a lie and you threw away your protection. You women are getting attacked in broad daylight. You're getting attacked in broad daylight in the middle of the city. And no one is trying to stop you. No one's trying to stop these people. Listen, where are all these women? Why aren't they telling you to go outside in groups? Why aren't they telling you, listen, women, you need to carry some mace. You need to carry a pistol. You need to carry something. They're not preaching this. They're just like, yeah, I'm woman, hear me roar, and I can do anything that a man can do, and you're finding out that your face is telling you the total opposite. Because some of you are waking up in a strange place. And sometimes it's the hospital. You women are in trouble. You're in big, big, big trouble. And if you don't find some kind of way to protect yourself, you're not going to see next year. Some of you might not even see next week. That woman was at her boyfriend's house. She was not even 100 feet away from safety. She got snatched up and she was dead in 4 hours. 4 hours. He snatched her up. 4 hours later, she was dead. Now, let's just try to calculate some time here. He got her in the car, drove off. He didn't drive off too far. He didn't go too far. So you take a half an hour, just that. He didn't go too far. He didn't leave the city. He was still in the city. So you just take 20 minutes to a half an hour and just knock that off. Then whatever he did to her took him, I don't know, you could just say an hour. And then he took another hour or so and decided, what he was going to do. The last hour, he found out where he was going to do it, and he dumped her off, and he left her in a place where he knew she was going to be found. He didn't take her out to the middle of the woods. I used to live in Atlanta. There's a lot of dead space out there. He didn't do that. He took her somewhere where a guy was walking his dog, and he left her in the city. He wanted her to be found. Hell, he might even want to be found. He didn't know her. He was angry. He was angry at what's been happening to men. And you're seeing this story over and over and over. And listen, men aren't your enemy. But you need to know that you're your own first responder. Every man, listen, there are women who are around here who treat me like I'm going to snatch them up, or, one of their, when I walk by, they look at their kids, make sure their kids are okay. I'm like, your kids are over there. I'm walking by you. You need to make sure you're okay. If that's the program, I'm closer to you are than your damn kid. If I was on that broad daylight, you're looking at your daughters like, no, if I'm that close to you, then you need to be looking at me as if you're in trouble. But of course, I'm not interested in any of them. I love peace. That's why I don't have a woman. Because I love peace. Peace is like my favorite thing. I love peace. And I can't get no peace with just crazy people. I love peace. So I'm just saying, but I'm getting this all the time. I'm getting these females who are thinking that I'm going to do something to them because, so what's that? What does that cause me to do? I don't know you. I've never done anything to you. What does that cause me to do? Well, this is what it caused me to do. There was a woman who's not far from here. When I pull out of my parking lot and then head outside of my apartment complex, there's 1, 2, 3 X's. She was by one of the X's and her blinker lights were on. She looked like her car had been hit. So do you think I stopped and asked that woman, is she okay? No. Because in my mind, you women think that I'm the enemy. You think that I'm the enemy. So I can no longer help you because one false accusation and that's my ass. So what did I do? I pulled up beside her and I pulled out like I never saw her. Wherever her problem is, I'm not dealing with it. I'm not getting involved. And this is the frame of mind of men. This is what you're doing. You got the men who are out there trying to do you in, and then you got the men who are out there trying to help you, but you don't know who's who. You don't know who's who. You treat the good man bad and the bad man good. And so what does that do? That leaves you without. That's what it does. And you may not personally do it, but someone, somewhere, some woman, somewhere did something. And now they're starting to eliminate one by one each man who's around you or can be around you. They're starting to pick them off one by one. And this man gets the same thing in his head. I cannot help these females because they're going to assume that I'm the bad guy. There's nothing I can do for you. But when the bad guy comes up to you, you know what I'm saying? When the bad guy comes up to you, you treat the bad guy good. Listen, there's usually telltale signs of someone who's really out doing bad and somebody who's doing good, especially if they live in your neighborhood. They live in your neighborhood. There's usually signs of it. Okay, an example. There was a guy who, his family got a woman, 2 kids, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, they live like 4 or 5 doors down. You know what I'm saying? Seeing him all the time. Well, about a month ago, ATF showed up at his door. I haven't seen him since. Have not seen that guy since. The boys came. Silent. They had a silent rollout and came and got that dude. Came right up. Was it. I'm saying y'all listen, he's gone. And these are federal. Those are federal boys that came and got him. So, what up? I'm in Ohio, Columbus. Those are federal boys that came and got him. Ain't seen that dude since. And what did he do? He left his woman and his teenage daughter, and I think they have a son. Now they're on their own. Now, I don't know the whole story. It's not my business. But I do know that them boys came to get him, and we haven't seen him since. I'm saying, you women, get yourself a good man. Because you're in trouble. You're getting attacked. You females who are thinking that the regular dude is some okie doke, lame ass dude, well, he's stronger than you. There's a good chance that lame dude, that good afternoon, hey, peace to you, peace and blessings. How you doing, star? Listen, the okie doke dude that you think is a lame because they're not running around like idiots, that guy's stronger than you. Not to mention his natural abilities is stronger than your natural abilities to defend your family. I'm just telling you, ladies, you're being a powerful dude like me. Heck, man, I'm just a man. I could win some and lose some. You know what I'm saying? I could win some and lose some. But see, I do certain things. I'm quiet. I don't usually say nothing to people. You know what I'm saying? I'm quiet. I see the people milling around. I see guys looking at me, and every now and then, I'll send a guy a signal to leave me the hell alone. But it's not like they're bothering me. It's just that sometimes, it's like having a car with nice rims. Sometimes you just want to let people know, you're doing all right. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then, I'll do something like lift up a washer or dryer without a dolly. I'll just lift it straight up. You know what I'm saying? Usually people don't do that. And you're going to have to have some strength to do that. I'll just do it. Now, the other day, I found a hot water heater. And I put it in the back of my Avalanche, pulled up, backed up to my Tahoe where my little trailer is. Yeah, where my trailer is. And I grabbed the hot water heater out and I carried it to my trailer. I didn't put it on a dolly. I just pulled it out, the whole hot water heater. Boom. Now, if you don't know what a hot water heater is, or you don't know how heavy it is, it's heavy. And I just carried it and walked it to my trailer. You know what I'm saying? But I knew that they were looking at me. I was going to do that anyway, even if there was nobody there. But I knew those guys were looking at me, And they were staring at me like, okay. And that's all you need. Like, when I was younger, I started a fight with a dude who I didn't know was faster than me. I started a fight with this dude. He hit me. I got stunned. I was like, okay. I didn't expect that. I got stunned. I saw that guy later when I was older. I think I was like 30. I saw him in the mall. He was selling cell phones. When I looked at him, he looked at me, and I walked over to him. He was sitting down. I walked over to him, and I looked at him, and I went, "Do you know who I am?" And he said, and I just stood over him. I said, okay. And because I was ready then. You weren't going to get that sucker punch off twice. But that was my fault the first time. But this time, let's go. Let's see what happens. He ain't want no smoke. And I just rolled out. Sometimes you just got to make sure people know. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't looking for no fights, But I let people know that I'm strong. Like, it's not going to be an easy fight for you now. I'm not looking to compete with none of those guys. But they know now that, okay, that guy's strong. But as far as protecting women, good day. What's the mission today? Well, it's talk about women and how they need protection. Yeah, he didn't want these hands, because I would have picked him up over my head. We're just talking about women and how women are not being protected and how men are not protecting women. And some of it's the man's fault and some of it's the female's fault. Your biggest strong man. All right, where's it start? I think that's what you just said. Where to start? Well, you can go ahead and chime in, because I think there are some ladies who are listening. And listen, I don't care how old you ladies are, how young you ladies are. Yeah, starter protection. I don't care how old you are, how young you are. Do not alienate a man. Like, this whole you don't need a man thing is highly, highly dangerous, and it's toxic. It's bad for you ladies. And you got to understand that the men who are doing a lot of these crimes, these are young men. These are young men who's growing up listening to these loudmouth ass females saying they don't need a man, and then dogging them out and doing these things. And for you women who are like my age, you know, you're still at risk. Don't think that, oh, that's a younger generation. No, the younger generation is crazy. You're still at risk. Do not alienate the help of a man. Don't do it. I don't care if it's just your neighbor who's just a nice guy. Don't start treating him like crap because you think that you don't need a man. That is a lie. That is a biblical lie. You can look in the Bible where God was talking about how women, the relationship between women and men. You know what I'm saying? So don't listen to society set you up for failure. Because listen, the majority of you are not going to rumble that good against a man. You're just not going to do it. And listen, it's no longer on social media. This is not something that is just, you're going to look on social media and that's where it's going to stay. No, it's coming to your house. It is not just talk anymore. It is physical. This is a physical situation we're talking about. We're not talking about something that's just casual words. We're talking about you, wherever you work at, where you're going to the store. Let me see if I can pull this other thing up. I'm just trying to tell you how bad it is out here. Like, I'm not a guy who's promoting violence on or for or to anyone. I'm not even doing that. But I'm simply, I'm not dealing with her right now, because I know she just wants to. She just wants to argue. A lady I sold a fridge to. She did what I told her not to do, and now her fridge is on the fritz. And okay, so let me pull something else up. Shoot, I lost my train of thought. It's basically, it was another story where, talking about this woman. I lost my train of thought. Okay, so here's the first story I was talking about. Here's the first story where this guy decided he wanted to just walk up and put his, hands on this woman, which was a dumb idea. And this is his results. This is what eventually happened to him. Boom. I'll read your comments in just a second. So I can't show these whole video clips. So he's laid out on the street. He gets knocked out. There he is. And he should have. But like I said, this man is, maybe 210, 220. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is the guy who groped the woman and they finally caught up to him. But like I said, she attacked him, so he tried to knock her block off. And it could have been, like I said, it could have been worse because obviously the guy is not within his right mind. Okay, let me read some of your comments. I'm sorry. I was trying to find this other story, but I'm trying to do like three things at once. Okay. Street beef. Tone, what club are you hitting up tonight? I don't go out. It's time to do survey online. What kind of survey? What kind of survey you talking about? Tone, would you move back to Atlanta? I would move to the outskirts of Atlanta. I would move to Kennesaw because I wanted to go to Kennesaw State or whatever that is, that little college up there. So I wanted to go up there and I wanted to buy like a ranch home and just go ahead and chill out in Kennesaw. It's just a nice neighborhood. A little racist, but it's nice. Yeah. If you were offered for 60 grand as a security, no, not for 60 grand. 60 grand in Atlanta, no, I'm not doing anything for 60 grand. Unfortunately, women started calling in dogs and saying they were no good and treating them in a manner that made him her enemy. At least most men feel that way. 100%. Question that will put your thought about what's going on in the women's question. Are you asking me about what's going on in the women's community? What's going on in the women's community? Are you asking me about what's going on in the women's community? I don't know if I can say what's going on in the women's community other than what I see. But I can say that the things that women are doing are so unladylike that it is a complete deterrent for a man to take you on. And time is not on the female side. Time is the enemy of the female body. So we create a box and then reveal what America is about them. Excuse the dumb ones. I'm not understanding what you're saying. Okay, so let's take this video for instance. And once again, I can't play the video. But this video here is one of the most ridiculous things I've seen. But this is how stupid some of these people are acting. These three females, what they decided to do is, I'm going to play some of the audio. These three females here, there's one on the left, one on the right. This one slightly out of camera shot. See, there. What these three geniuses decided to do is they decided to call up a guy who they knew and then tell this man, and then impersonate police officers is what they're doing. And they're saying they're calling from the police station. They said they're homicide detectives. And we got a tip that you sold pills to the person who just died. And the guy was like, what are you talking about? I don't even sell pills. And eventually the guy said, well, I'm not the one who sells pills. And then he mentioned another guy's name. He gave his first name, last name, and where the guy hangs out. And also, the guy is gang affiliated. What do you think is going to happen to these three geniuses right here? This is in the South somewhere. What do you think is going to happen to these three women? When the gangster sees this video. This is on World Star Hip Hop. This is on World Star Hip Hop. And they set this man up, and actually they told the guy who's on the phone, they said, well, you just got pranked. And the guy said, oh man, I didn't know it was a prank, and got it. And he said, I should have known by the way you guys were acting. Got it. But this guy snitched on another gangster, and these goofy women set him up. What do you think is going to happen to these threes?
Or we'll have to use the address.
I don't even got no way. I don't even got no way down there.
Okay, can we come to you?
Nah, y'all can't come to me right now. Y'all can't come to me right now. I can get a ride in the morning, though. I promise I'll come back.
They're trying to get him to come out to the police station.
Well, we have your address, so it's best that you do come down here willingly, because we have to proceed with this ongoing investigation. This is a homicide. I'm not sure if you're taking it serious.
See, I'm not even going to play the rest. They said it was a homicide. They're impersonating a police officer, and they did it all on social media. Now, of course, impersonating a police officer is a felony. So all three of them, once the cops see it, all three of them, that's it. You just legally can't do that. So, it's lights out for them. Their freedom is just being taken away. But they mention a man's name live. So they're going, and not only that, they mention what this guy does. So the cops are going to go see this man. He's going to be like, why are you at my door? Well, according to these three women and this man, you sell, these items in this area at this time, and it's totally illegal to do it. So, you're going to have people who are going to jail. Not only that, you might have some dead people. You might have some dead people. See, that's what I'm saying. Like the things that women are doing in all for the clout, and listen, women are even twerking at funerals. I need help. I need help to understand, why are you twerking at a man's funeral? I don't get it. And Star said that, females have called men dogs. We've heard this over and over and over. Women calling men dogs and, blaming stuff on men that they just didn't do. Oh, he's a dog, or he's going to do this, or you're saying that all men are doing is going around and screwing you and your friends. And listen, Drake is notorious for doing that. You think that stops Drake from getting any women? No, he is notorious for running through a whole crew of females. You think that stops him? You only start calling men the dog when you want to start treating them bad. But when he's a whole alpha out here knocking them out, and he's got money and all, you don't let those words come out of your mouth. You know that. You don't do that. So you ladies who are trying to hurt these men, you're doing that. You're hurting them, and they're seeing what you're doing, and their reaction is to leave you alone. And listen, I've even had a woman say, if you don't like black women, leave us alone. Well, that's what I did. I left you alone. But the problem is, me leaving you alone doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that I'm just going to come out of the dating scene and not try to date you. No. You have to understand, when you tell a man to leave us alone, you have to understand what that fully entails. That means do not communicate with us. That means if you see our children and our children are in some type of trouble, don't help our children. That means you see our mother or our father or anybody related to us or any of our friends on the side of the road in the middle of a winter, do not stop and help them. You have to understand what you mean, what you're saying when you say, Leave us alone. Leave me alone. No woman who has ever told me to leave them alone can call me up and ask me to come do something for them and help them in any kind of way, because the answer is, you told me to leave you alone. So you go call up the guy who you replaced me with, and you have him deal with all of whatever madness it is. I'm not coming to help you. And I will tell them that to their face. I'm not going to help you. And I'll walk away because you're not my responsibility. This is what's happening when you women dog out men. And eventually it comes back to bite you in the ass. And it doesn't have to be that one guy. Look, you don't leave a relationship and like, oh, you can't do better than me. There's a good chance they're going to be just fine. That's just fine. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about females on the whole getting this idea to tell men to leave them alone. That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. Because you can tell men to leave you alone, and then what do other men think after that? Because we see you on social media saying all this crazy stuff. Like that girl, Jay something, I forgot what her name is, talking about wrecking a man's Mercedes and his condo that he let you live in because you don't want to sleep with him no more. And he wants you to leave. You're like, I'm going to tear your stuff up. Yeah, see, we see stuff like that. We see it. We're just like, okay, well, there's no sense of even doing this for a woman because you're going to tear my stuff up. We don't look at her and go, we're not going to date you. We're looking at women and saying, we're not going to help any of you. That's what social media does. That's what I'm saying. You women are like, hey, leave me alone. Okay, fine. Leave us alone. That's what she told me. You got it. You got it. What are the chances I'm going to see a woman that's going to need my help in some kind of way? High, because of what I do. I'm in and out people's house, and I, deliver appliances and fix stuff and yada, yada, yada. The majority of the time, it's a woman. If I'm not getting paid, what's the chances of me going back over there? 0. Leave us alone. Now you're on your own. You have to find another man to help you do this. Now you're vulnerable. You live with 3 girls. And we're not saying that these girls can't hold their own, but you're just more vulnerable. And there's no need for you to be that way. There's no need for you to be that way at all. Listen, there are bad guys out there. And when guys see that a woman is vulnerable, they're going to do like that idiot did when he walked up and he squeezed that girl's ass. He did it because there was no man there. If she would have been walking with a dude, a decent size, you think he would have walked up and squeezed her ass? Nope. Because he knew he would have been met with severe violence. Severe. He knew that. But he saw her walking by herself. Leave us alone. That's the message you're putting out there. If you're not going to have us do our job and protect you, there are going to be people out there who are going to do the absolute opposite. They're going to, oh, this girl is unprotected, so I can do what I want with her. Now you got that one chick who's dead. Because that's the way they think. I can do what I want with you. You're my property. I met a guy who actually talked like that. He was like, I believe that all women are my property. I just looked at him like, he's a white dude. I was like, you're crazy. I know some women that'll beat you up just for saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, women are not your property. Now, he probably gets that from, some old writings and, things along that line where, some of those laws are still in effect where, women can be looked at as property, especially when you come to marriage laws. So there is some truth to what he's saying, but the context he's putting it into, women are not your property. He's not looking at marriage. He's saying that any woman out there, he can walk up and just do whatever he wants to because they're his property. And that's not the truth. As far as a woman, you owning a woman, this was something they did back in the, whatever. You can't do that today. You don't own that woman. You know what I'm saying? If you're married, you're in an agreement with each other. Now, that kind of verbal statement of ownership to each other, yes, I see that. Like, this is my woman, meaning ownership. Okay, you leave her alone because this is my woman. Ownership. Got that. Understood, but that's not what this guy was saying. He was saying, this is my car. I own it. I can do what I want with it. I can modify it if I want to. I can throw it away if I want to. He was using the term as an inanimate object. And that's where he was messing up. Like, no, dude, you're out of your damn mind because you can't do that. So that's all I'm saying. You women, you need to protect yourself. Be nice to men who are nice to you. If a guy's an asshole, leave him alone. Get this stupidity out of your head that you're going to change an asshole. And some of you women are fag hags. And I'm not saying it as in, I'm using that word. It's a very derogatory word, but the context, you gotta look at the context I'm using it in. This is a woman who goes after homosexual men to try to change them into heterosexual. You're putting your health at risk, for one. Because, anybody could, have, HIV, but when it hit this country, it was notorious in males. Okay, who were homosexual. So, do you think that? And I don't get the allure of trying to, like, you women are always trying to change someone. If it's a horrible man, it's a horrible man. But you would, I know women who actually are in love with horrible men. And I don't get, okay, I'm going to read some of your comments. Time to reveal what, Brother Malcolm? I don't even know if you're still here. Most of this is about being good instead of bad. Who controlled the Bible? Joel Osteen. Joel Osteen, the biggest motivational speaker on the planet. He is not a preacher. Well, times are about being physical in shape, but it's not a mandate. Listen, the advantage of being physical in shape is, oh my God, it's just, if you're an unhealthy person, like, I can't run any miles, but hell, I can damn near pick up the back of a Toyota if I want to. Of course I can't, but what I'm saying is I'm stronger now than I ever been. I'm just slower now than I ever been. You know what I'm saying? You defend for Osteen? No. He's just a motivational speaker. I would never listen to him. Yeah, get in shape, if you can. Like, I have conditions that I can't get in. I'm not going to lose my gut, but that doesn't mean I'm weak. That's my whole point. Are you going to make a polite video? I can if you guys want to. Okay, Rashida, how you doing? I can talk about polite, but I'm going to tell you something. I don't know much about him personally, but the situation is kind of hard. The situation with Polite is kind of hard because I was listening to Sonata and him talk and Polite talk, and Polite was like, for one, I'm not in prison, so what are you talking about? And two, Sonata was like, I don't want to step on any toes. I don't want to say something and, it come back to me the wrong way. So it's kind of a hurry up and wait situation with Polite. But I can talk about the circumstance of the male and female dynamic and in the household. So I will, as a matter of fact, I'll come back on and we'll talk about that, Rashida, if you want to come back, and I'll just talk about just that. But it won't be so much cater towards him because I don't know a lot about Brother Pele. My mom never talked down about men, and neither do I. Yeah, you sound like you're very intelligent when it comes to male and female relationships. A lot of women are planting this in their daughter. Yeah, they are. They're planting it in their daughters' heads because they are better. 100%. And one thing we realize, yeah, is they picked it right. And that's going to come back to haunt them. Man, I see a lot of single females, especially older females. I see a lot of single females, and they regret not having a man around. I speak wisdom. Thank you very much, Tiffany. I don't know if it's wisdom. I mean, I thank you for the compliment, but let me say something on that. It is a lot of what I'm talking about is what I see. And I don't mean just on social media. I'm talking about things that I see in my daily life because I go into these women's homes, when I'm delivering something to them. And I see what's in the house, So a lot of stuff I'm telling you is just simply, I can walk in your house and be like, there's no man that lives here. I ain't saying that there's no man that comes by. I'm not saying that there's no man that knocks your boots, or there's no man that the landlord isn't a man, but there's no man that lives there. Now, if I was somebody who was chasing draws, that is an instant, okay, boom. If I'm attracted to you and I look at you, I mean, if you're a pretty dark-skinned woman and I'm just like, yeah, she tight with it. You know what I'm saying? And I walk into the crib, I'm attracted to you. What's the first thing I'm going to do? I'm going to look and see if there's a man there. And it just doesn't take much. You can just look around. You can just look around to see if there's a guy there. It just, for one, if the female's doing all the negotiating, it's probably not a man there. There's probably not a man in her life. If she's the one that comes to look at the product, it's not a man there. Because most likely there's not a man there. Not unless she says, my husband is at work or my boyfriend is yada yada. Usually, there's not a man there. I've been in some houses where the female does have a man, but the man is doing something wrong. It's not up to her standards. I had one woman just hug on me because her dude wasn't, he wasn't stepping up to the plate, and she was just complaining about him. I said, baby, you sound like you need a hug. And she was like, yeah, I had to bring it in. I gave her a hug. I was like, hey, it's going to be all right. But she didn't get my product, but I did tell her something that, stuff that helped her out. I told her stuff about her electricity. I say, your sockets are all messed up, but then she got that fixed. Bad sockets can burn down a house. So, she eventually got that fixed and was grateful. She hit me back later and was like, thank you very much. But that's the stuff I'm talking about. Some of you young ladies who think that you're ironclad, you're not. You're in trouble. You're very vulnerable. You're very vulnerable. Some of you women are good looking, fit women. You're very attractive and you're looking for a man. We know when you're looking for a man. We know because you look at us extra long. The stuff that you wear, things along that line. When you start giving out those signs and somebody like myself, comes into your life, walks in your house. If I'm single, I ain't got nobody, I can automatically, start hitting on you or, whatever the case, but I have good intentions. Now just think if I didn't have good intentions. I walk in your house and close the door. It's me and you. Now, of course, I'm going to suffer the consequences later, but I mean, if you're not packing, you know what I'm saying, and you don't have a dog, it's me and you. Let me remind you, I'm 289 pounds. I can carry around a stove, like a full-grown stove. I can pick up a stove from the bottom and lift it up and walk around with it. I'm just saying, and I don't go and lift weights to get all buff. I just go because I need to move stuff. I'm saying, but if I was an angry man and I snapped and just decided to take it out on you, what are the chances you're going to get away from me? I may come out with a few scars, but you may not come out at all. I'm just saying, stop making these men angry. Stop it. I know you women have a lot of... I get why a lot of women are upset. But some of your help it can be in a stranger. It can be in a guy you don't know. But if you think all men are idiots or dogs or assholes or F-boys or whatever, if you walk out the house with that in your mind, that's exactly what we're going to be. You're making up the world in your mind, and that world that you're making up is coming to fruition. I ain't telling you to walk around smiling all day and everybody you should meet with a happy, but don't meet them with a negative vibe. And it's not hard to do. I've been turned down by women who were just as nice. They didn't smile at me and turn me down. They were just like, no thanks. And I went on about my way because I'm a normal dude. I'm like, okay, cool. Went on about my way. Some of you women have the meanest and most uncalled for reaction, and then you do something that men really hate. You laugh at them. Men never forget who laughs at them. Even in middle school, we can still remember who laughed at us. We don't like those females. But the chances of us taking our anger out on those females is slim and none. But here you come, vulnerable. And I just got laughed at again. I'm going to take it all out on you. Cut it out. Cut it out. Just let your yes be yes and your no be no. You don't have to be the sweetest woman in the world. You don't have to let your guard down. You can keep a safe distance and talk to somebody. There's nothing wrong with that. But all this, as soon as you start doing that, you made a guy your competition. Best chances are you're not going to outrun a man, a normal man. Best chances are you can't lift more than a normal man. When it comes to hand, it's a good chance you're not going to win. Stop making us your components, your opponent. I'm sorry, not component. Your opponent. We're not your opponent. A lot of your help is going to come from us. Your sister girls are dealing with their own situation. Your sister girls, your homies that you all band together with and go out and clown, to the club and clown men, and all of you go to different homes. All of you leave each other to different homes and you go to bed alone. You sit up there complaining about men and hang out with the girl who complains about men. Yeah, girl, and just to make you feel better, leave those women alone. Leave them alone. There's a good chance the good guy you done dogged out. Because you thought he wasn't going to give you the D good enough, or he didn't make enough money. He wore his hair. And I said, listen, the majority of times what's wrong with the men that you don't like, it's fixable. But you don't tell this man what's on your mind. You just dog him out. You don't sit up there and be like, you know what? Let's talk. You don't do that. You just move on to the next guy and then the next guy and then the next guy and think that men don't see what's going on. Men talk. We talk all the time. We just don't do it as much as you do, and we do it differently. Most men, when we see each other, say hello like this. That's hello. That is not just one word. That means I have no ill will towards you. And that's a whole litany of words and actions all in one head nod. That's how men talk. We talk all the time. We communicate all the damn time. We just don't do it like you do. We don't have everything just out there like that. A lot of the way we talk, you don't even know what we're saying. Just certain looks that we do, we just know if it's on, it's on. We know. A lot of you women are messing up. We're not your enemy. Don't make us your enemy. You're not going to beat us. Men can turn the electricity off. Most of the guys who come by and read your meter, most of the people who come by and read your meter are what? Men. Stop me when I'm wrong. Most of the police officers on the force, most of the military. I mean, stop me when I'm wrong. For you women who think you don't need men and want to dog us out, you need us. Because we can change your whole life for the bad, for the worse, or for the good right now. Right now. We can turn your lights off right now. We can turn your phone off right now. We can starve you out right now. Not tomorrow, not next week. If coronavirus didn't show you anything, it proves, yeah. Right. Coronavirus, listen, coronavirus proved that, for one, women do not run this planet. And it proved you can lose everything you have right now and nobody will give a damn. Nobody. You could be left bare with your child and you. Look at what happened in Texas when that ice storm came through. Right now, you could be left on the side of the road in freezing temperatures. Do you think everybody made it home? No. They didn't. And there are horrible stories. Cut it out, ladies. We're not your enemy. Don't make us your enemy. Because we have to fight your enemies. Would I fight for a woman? 100%. But she gotta listen. Okay. I remember I was in the store. It's in Kroger's. Go to Kroger's all the time. Walked in there, I was getting my beans and, whatever, stuff like that. And I saw this white dude arguing with this black woman. And, she was, telling him, whatever, making her point. And, he was going back and forth with her. And, we was kind of looking. And I saw a dude, who was standing like closer to me than he was to her. And he was just standing back looking. And I was like, yo, what's going on? And he said, my wife. And I was like, okay. And I said, well, you let me know if you need help. He was like, nah, we all good. She just needed to get him straight. You see that right there? You see that? You see what happened? For one, he said my wife. That means I don't have to step in immediately because I would be undermining him. For two, I offered him help. Why? Because she was a wife. She was not some rando. She was a wife, and she was making a damn good point. She wasn't cursing out the man. She was just letting him know what the deal was. And the man was still standing there arguing with him, and we just watched the argument. And then when it was over, they both went their own way. But you think that guy didn't see us standing there? Now, what if she was by herself? What are the chances of that guy getting louder, stepping closer? Not to mention her kid was behind her. How vulnerable do you think that she would be if her husband wasn't there and me? She'd be very vulnerable. He was a sizable guy too. That's what I'm talking about. The way she spoke to him. She didn't dog him out. She didn't call this man. She didn't provoke this guy, even though she knew she had help. She didn't provoke this guy. She made her point. But the guy kept arguing with her, so she kept making her point. And she had her kid standing behind her. She did everything right. And she was at a safe distance. If he would have came at her, we would have been on him in no time. And once it was over, then I left. That's what I'm saying, ladies. We're not your enemy. And don't throw away the men who are there to help you. Because she's not going to beat that guy in one-on-one. He would have smashed her whole face. If you don't believe that, then you need to go and look on World Star where that white guy was smashing that black woman's whole face while he had a gun on him. He was smashing her whole face. This is what I'm talking about. We're not all the same. It's just, the reason why I'm making these videos is because, like I said, I'm seeing this every day, and it's hurting me on the inside that these women think that I'm their enemy, for one. And I'm seeing the worst happen to women. And I don't believe, like, some of you women are just, you're just so out there, it's just hard to reel you back in. But for you women who I know are good women, you're at the same risk as the women who are putting themselves out there. If you go on Instagram, you're going to see, pretty much naked women everywhere. And if you try to tell these women to put clothes on, they're going to come at you sideways. They're just going to come at you sideways. Like, don't tell us to dress modest. Don't tell us what to do. Don't tell us to take off this ridiculous makeup. Don't tell us to wear our hair. Don't tell us any of these things. Let us be out here. We're going to bend over and show you all of our goodies. We're going to wear lingerie on social media. We're going to do, our kids are out there shaking their ass too. We're going to let every man who wants to see a 8-9-year-old shake her ass, boom, right there on social media, right next to the mother. We're going to promote all of this. Yeah, if you date me, you can screw her too. Listen, do you think that we think you're just dancing? No, you're using the child to get a man into your house. When that man comes into the house, do you think he's going to look at the child as a child? He's going to look at her as a bargaining tool. And then you're hearing a lot of these women, that's exactly what they were doing. They were using the child to keep the man. The whole thing with R. Kelly, when all those 15 and 13, 14-year-olds he was messing with, you think they got to R. Kelly and their parents didn't know? All of their parents knew. All of them. They were using the child to get to the man. And now that the child's all grown up, and he no longer has any use for you, and he's not giving you any money, now you go and scream bloody murder. That's what happened to R. Kelly. I ain't saying that he was wrong. I'm saying that it was pretty clear that the parents should be in jail too. The parents were using the females. That's what they were doing. They should be in jail too. You ladies, we're not your enemies. Not every guy out there is your enemy. That's why I'm making these videos. I'm not making money off of these videos. You guys, you don't hear me asking you for money. I'm making these videos because I'm hurt. And I'm seeing the worst happen right in front of my eyes. It's just not going to take long before one of you are going to be affected by this in some kind of way, where you're going to come online and be like, Tone was right. Some random guy just came up and wanted to fight me, and I have no idea why. Because he's angry. And hopefully you'll have some man who will be like, we'll stop this idiot. You know? And once it happens to you, you'll wake up like, all right, I'm chill. Treat people with respect, long handle spoon, all that. But all this mouthing off to men, watch the way you dress. Watch the way your children dress. Watch what your children say. I was driving down the street right here in my hood. and a little girl, little black girl, gave me the middle finger. Couldn't have been no more than 7 or 8. I just looked at her. I pulled my car over so fast. I said, "Where your parents at?" She was like, "My parents live down the street." She was lying. And the little boy who was out there, he was like, "Her parents live right over here." She didn't want me telling her parents. Well, eventually I went to the gym, came back, saw the little girl with her father. I approached the dad. I was like, "Is this your child?" He was like, "Which one?" I was like, "This little girl." And he was like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, she gave me the middle finger." She was just standing there, and I was driving by. She was just giving me. He was like, "Why did you do that?" And she said, "Because the other little girl dared her to." Watch what your children are doing. Watch what they have on. Your little girl should not be running around in anything that gives the wrong signal. Don't do it. Watch what you have on. And listen, if you want to wear tight clothing and revealing clothing, do it in the house with your man. I'm not telling you don't do it. I'm saying don't give the wrong signal to the wrong man. Because when we see it, remember, men are always horny. When we see it, we're thinking, "I'm about to get that ass." And some men don't use the right type of communique and say, "Okay, well, I'm going to court her. I'm going to ask her out." If a man is asking you out, he's trying to get in your pants. He's not trying to be your friend. He wants to sleep with you because he's attracted to you. Like, quit being game goofy. You know what it is. Except he's trying to court you to do it, which is nothing wrong with that. You know, what do you want him to come right out and say, I want some ass"? You have plenty of guys who do that. But some men are just not on that. I want to sleep with you, but I like actually courting. I like going out and eating, the conversation and dancing and romance. I like all that stuff, you know. Because I've had women who are like, "Hey, you want to screw?" And I'm like, "Nah. You know, if you want to go get something to eat, but all that, damn, we just skipped right over the good part. Hey, let's go somewhere and, I don't know, let's go fishing. Let's do something, but damn. I just gonna whip it out? Because good chance you're doing that with everybody. I'm not doing that. So I'm saying, ladies, how you present yourself to the world is how we take you. You present yourself like a hoe, we're gonna treat you like one. Nobody owes you respect. That's what you think, but it's not the truth. You come out the house like a hoe. Your kids come out the house like a hoe. Your son is running around crazy with loud mouth. He 11 years old and trying to start fights and cursing and swearing and, act like he popping gun. Yeah, okay. Well, everybody out there is seeing that, and guess what? He's going to be their enemy. Eventually, he's going to run into somebody who doesn't care about him. And they're going to take him right off this planet. All that violence and rah-rah. Well, you get what you asked for. And you let that happen. You're the one that let your son come out the house like that. It's the truth. It's another thing about sons. Because some of you think that sons are not vulnerable to the trafficking world. And the violence is... let me see if I can find this story on World Pop, because it shocked the hell out of me when I heard it. This is just a terrible story. Terrible story.
Okay, don't mind her. This is my cat. I actually answered this question in a previous video, but TikTok took it down for some violations. I'm at a hotel right now. But what I was going to say is the way I became homeless is that I was basically walking home from work. I used to live in Ohio, but I was walking home from work. This was a while back ago, but I got raped, and then I basically caught HIV from that, and I had to come to New York for medical purposes because I needed pills, basically. And the pills are kind of expensive, and New York gives them for free. So That's actually one of the reasons why I'm here. I actually had a life before this. I was a customer service manager at Walmart, and I also was a crew trainer at McDonald's, both time working 80-hour weeks. So please stop calling the homeless lazy. And I honestly came here because I had to choose between having a rising viral load and my lymph nodes getting swollen and almost facing death, or basically choosing to come to New York to basically survive. Contrary to popular belief, there's a lot of medical refugees here.
Stop thinking your little boy is only vulnerable to fisticuffs. He's vulnerable to what just happened to this guy. This guy was living in Ohio. You don't think Ohio is like that? Shoot, Cleveland is one of the most dangerous cities on the planet and one of the most poor cities on the planet. They throw people off the roof of buildings in Cleveland. They throw you right off of 10 stories, boom, right off the roof. It's happened. I'm just trying to tell you, stop thinking that your son is okay with listening to these rappers who are dying by the second. I don't get you people. Yeah, I don't get you blasting this music where you're talking about nothing but death and then are surprised when it happens to one of your kids. This is what you're blasting. Death, death, death. Guns, violent hoes, death, pills, death, death. That's the music you listen to and think that those spirits aren't coming for you. Soon as you let them in your house, they're trying to figure out a way to get your soul. That's why porn is dangerous. Now look, we're all guilty of something. I'm not a preacher sitting here trying to tell you I'm perfect. But the stuff I see, once again, is what I'm talking about. A lot of you women think that your son isn't going to, oh, my son's tough, he can fight. Really? Your son's 12. In Atlanta, just recently, there were two men who were from Africa, and they tried to snatch up a little boy that age. Broad daylight. Tried to snatch him up and put it in the van. But other people saw it, and you know, they end up catching those guys. Try to snatch up a little boy. Your son got hands. Your son is in trouble. Big trouble. If you let him come out the house with that type of energy. Because there are grown people, men and women, who will take that boy and do whatever they want with him. And the next time you see him, it'll be on the news. And in a coffin. Cut it out. These rappers who talk about nothing but death, do you think they love you? You think these men and these women who talk about nothing but just derogatory lifestyle, completely devoid of God? 100%. God has nothing to do with what you're talking about. You think that they care about you. You want their autographs so bad. You think they care about you. When they're shooting up your house and your little girl gets hit, you think they cared? You listen to a lot of this music, they're talking about breaking into your house. And you're blasting this music. To work, back home, letting your kids listen to it. They're talking about breaking into people's house and robbing them. I'm just confused. My sister had her house broken into. She had 5 kids. 5 kids, 2 boys, 3 boys and 2 girls. My little nieces. They were 8 and 9 at the time. When she told me what happened, I went and got my shotgun and I was on the road. Took me a couple hours. I got to her house and I was just sitting there. I was sitting outside playing my guitar, waiting for somebody to come up in this crib. I was going to kill anyone who came up in there talking that nonsense. And I made sure I sat right outside where they could see me. And she said it was her neighbors. I had my shotgun ready, loaded. I was going to blow somebody's head off. I'm not playing that. Now, if you don't have nobody in your life like that, who's ready to dust off somebody trying to come in your house with your little girls and your little boy in there, if you're the one who's alienating every man who's trying to help you, then you're in trouble. Now, what are the chances are that because they saw me, they never tried that again? They saw me. I made sure that they saw me. I sat right outside waiting on the porch. They saw me. Stop cutting off your help because you're going to need it. Rashida, I don't know if you're still on. If you are, let me know now, and I will come back and talk about Polite here in a minute. So if you're still on, just say, hey, I'm still here. I'll come back in a couple minutes. Well, thank you. A lot of these women screwed their sons up to the point where they hate women. That's why they're like that. Yeah, they don't. These little boys out here, they don't like girls. Listen, there's a little boy out here. He always trying to go over to this little girl's house to fight her. And some other little boys is like, man, I'm not going over with you to fight no girl. And that's what stopped him. His friends thought it was uncool. But the reality is he likes that little girl. And I keep wanting to tell him, look, I know you like that little girl. Where do you think his father is? Not around. When I see him, it's him and his mother. He don't know how to like that little girl. And whenever she comes to the door, she's always, get the F away from my house. They both in high school. They got to be, I don't know, high school ages. And she just as cute as she want to be. But she ain't paying him no mind. Not even close. And that's what he wants. So being that he can't get it by swag, he's just angry because she doesn't pay him any mind. She's not interested in you because you ain't coming at her the right way. You want to go over there and fight with her. There's a whole female. You gonna get some draws out of that, big dog? Nah, you gonna get nothing but rejection. And her mama ain't no joke. Her mama look like she'll swing on the whole neighborhood. That's not the girl you want to go over there and mess with. Not unless you go over there like you got some goddamn sense. But I can't tell him anything, and I want to. I want to so bad. I want to help him out because I know what he's going through. Little girl cute. You want to go over there and, listen. You looking all right. I'm trying, it's just nature. You know what I'm saying? I want to give them a few pointers, but these kids are crazy these days. And I don't want the mother. You told my son. Little boy needs some help because he's doing it all wrong. He's going to get in trouble. That mother's going to come outside and slap him one time and keep him going over there and messing with that girl. She going cold cocking because she ain't playing around about her daughter. And then you and her going to end up going at it. And where do you think the father is of the little girl? There's no man that lives there. In either one of these households. There's no man that lives there. And these kids are growing up quick. That little girl is like, listen, if those two get together, they could have a child. Let me put it to you like that. Those two could have a baby right now today. So it's moving fast. It's moving at light speed. It's just going in the wrong direction. And they could be a beautiful little couple. He's just a little chocolate, little handsome self. He got long hair, he's a good looking kid. But he doesn't know how to talk to this girl. He can't get past his hormones and his feelings. And this little girl, I mean, she curse you out in a heartbeat in 7 different ways. She's just not interested. And I feel bad for him. One of these days, I might pull him to the side and just take the risk because I'm tired of seeing him going over there and arguing with that girl. I might just, give him some pointers. And maybe he can go over there and, instead of his pants hanging down to his knees, pull his damn pants up, put a shirt on. He always want to flex. Boy, you ain't nothing but that big. Put a nice little shirt on. Maybe have a little polo on it or something. You know what I'm saying? But, clean his shoes and dust his shoes off. I don't know. I want to get him straight. You know what I'm saying? I want to, come here, boy, let's shine the shoes up a little bit. Put your pants up, get a little belt on. Nice little tee on with a little, maybe an Izod logo. You don't know nothing about that. Get you, take him to the barber, get him all, Now, when you go over there, don't go over there empty-handed. Bring her some, shoot. I don't know. Bring her some candy or something. Ask her, do she want to go to the store with you? You want to walk to the store? It's a nice day. You walk to the store. I'll buy you some ice cream. Something. UDF right around the corner. I'll buy you some ice cream. What's up? I got a couple dollars. I've been doing my water boy thing. Yeah, he's still in high school. I've been doing my water boy thing. I got a couple dollars. What's up? Go over there and present to her something and be a, gentleman instead of all that rah-rah. And a little girl might be like, I see you. And okay, sure, I'll walk to the store. Ask the mom for permission. Be polite to the mom. She got a little sister too. Tap her little sister on the head. How you doing, little shorty? Joke around with the sister. And the little girl start letting her guard down with all that extra you got going on. And then, y'all can go walk to the store and get her a little something. And she'd be like, thank you. And you'd be like, nah, thank you for coming. And then go ahead and bug out. She going to be looking for you to come back and take her to the store again. That's just how it worked. And every now and then you go on over there and sit down and talk to her. And blah, blah, blah. And just sit and talk and be cool. And then she'll start looking at you different. But the little boy, he don't know how to like a little girl. And a lot of that is missing because there's no father there. There's nobody there to tell him how to be a man. And this little boy is going to be a man in the next 5 minutes. Like I said, if those two got together, they could have a child. They could have a child right now, today. But you think that that child would be, taken care of by those two? No. Because they don't know anything, especially him running around wanting to fight and all this other stuff and don't even know how to dress. No, he needs a man. He needs a man in his life to help him get through some of the most crucial moments in his life. And there is none. Like I said, I talk about what I see. And these people live 2 minutes that way, and the little girl, she lives, not even 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I can get to both of their house. Just boom. I can look at both of their house right here on my corner. As soon as I pull out of my parking lot, I can see both of their houses. That's how I know what's going on because, I hear them with all the rah-rah every now and then. I'm like, why is that little boy still trying to fight this little girl? You know what I'm saying? He'd get a lot further if he'd just be a lot nicer to her, but he doesn't know how. That's what I'm saying. Your sons are walking out the house with violence on their mind. They don't like these females. They want to fight the female. When I was growing up, we didn't want to fight no females. When I was his age, I wanted to show out in front of the females. I wanted to show them how fast I could run. I wanted to show them how strong I was. I wanted to show them that I could dance, that I was cool, and I was uncool. I wasn't the fastest guy in the world, and I had average strength. But they didn't know that. They didn't know that. So, I was, look at what I can do. Why? Because I was trying to get next to him. And it worked. It worked. I would challenge other dudes to races, knowing I would lose. I'd get out there and play football, whatever. Because I wanted the female's attention, and I got it. I got beat up in front of my girlfriend one day. So what? You know what I'm saying? Hey, it happened. I'm just saying, that little boy does not know how to like that little girl. And we have a whole nation of little boys who are angry just like that little boy. And you females, your daughters are in danger. Because these boys grow up to be angry men. They don't think about loving your daughters. They think about screwing your daughters and leaving them. Their goal is not to wife your daughters. Their goal is to have him and his crew run through your daughters. That's what they brag about. How they treated your daughter like a doormat. And then your daughter is so broken after that, she doesn't know a good guy from a bad guy. And it just doesn't take long before she's popping out multiple children. And no father is around. And then the cycle just continues. 20 years from now, the same thing is happening. And in order for this to stop, you have to tell your son how to be a man. How are you going to do that? You're a woman. How are you going to tell your son how to be a man? All this, I don't need a man. That's why it's trash. How are you going to do that? Some of your sons still sit down and pee. You got grown men who do that. Because there was no father in the house. Some of your sons you can't do. Listen, before I was that age, I knew how to make a bow and arrow and I was out hunting. I would go out into the woods and hunt with a makeshift bow and arrow. I knew how to fish long before that age. You think these kids want to do that? And I still know how to do that stuff, and I haven't done it in years. It doesn't leave you. I still know how to make a bow and arrow. And make that joint work, too. And we'll go and hunt with it. I know how to look for the sticks. I know how to all that. I ain't done it in a long time, but I know how to do it. And I would go out and kill something and then come home and eat it. Kid you not. Kid you not. Because a man taught me how to do that. I can't walk up to these kids and be like, yo, I'm going to teach you how to fish. Let me get you a fishing license and everything. I'm going to take you down to the Monongahela. Teach you. Be like, nah, I'm going to go over here and fight with this girl. Here, let me teach you the metric system. You're going to need to know this if you're going to be driving a foreign car. If you're going to be driving a Honda, you're going to need metric tools for that. If you're going to drive an American-made car, you need other tools for that. Nah, I'm going to go over here and, argue with this girl. You're 16, which means you can get your license. Come on, let's go down and get your permit. Nah. I know a guy's 27. I was telling him, I'm like, yo, you got a driver's license? He was like, no. I was like, why not? I might need you to, load up a van for me, drive into Pittsburgh, pick up pick up 3 fridges and come on back. You know what I'm saying? Pay you $500. Nah, not gonna do it. They don't know how to be men. One quick trip. And you think I'm exaggerating? I went online, saw this man who was selling refrigerators. One of them was a stainless steel, double door. The other one was a single door, course, it had 2 doors, but we call them single doors. Top freezer. Boom. I picked both of those up. I went to Pittsburgh. I picked both of those up, came back, and when I came back, I sold both of those for $800. Guess how much I paid for them? $50. That's how much I paid for them. Sold them both. $800. Yeah, Tiff. Okay, I'm gonna be nosy. Tiff, you got any kids? You're 32. Okay, so 32-year-old female. You got any children? Okay. Okay, Tiff, no kids. Okay, cool. Now, when you say you see what I'm talking about, you live in a densely populated area like a lot of us do, and you probably see the way the boys are interacting with the girls. I think that's what you're talking about. So, woo, Chirac. Well, you have a whole litany of issues in Chirac. Yeah. So you see the way the boys are interacting with the females. And the boys don't look at the females as valuable. They look at the females as a place to, as just having fun with. Yeah, Star, New York, we know the deal over there. But they look at the females and think, I'm going to take my anger out on them. They don't have sex with the females. They have anger with the females. That's what they do. When they have sex with these females, it's not anything to do with passion. Has nothing to do with I like you. It is all, it's like a protocol. It's like this just needs to be done. The female is not looked at as an asset to these boys. And once these boys are done, she is a liability. Yeah, black women on an average are very mean. Very, very mean. And when these boys are done with this girl, they don't care about her feelings. They don't care about this little 12-year-old's feelings. What they care about is how often they can do what they just did. Most of the time, they won't even talk to her after they're done. They'll just go ahead and get out. Because they finished what they need to do. Get out. And she'll walk out feeling like a used, toilet paper. But nonetheless, she'll come back. And they'll do the same thing to her over and over and over again. Because somewhere along the line, the system got broken. Where they figure that it's okay to do this, and then the female figures that it's okay for this to be done to me. The problem is, you're like, okay, it's just sex. But the problem is, babies can come out of it. And then the cycle would continue. The problem is, violence comes out of it. And then the cycle continues. It isn't just, we just had sex with her. No. There's no spiritual communication between you two. None. None whatsoever. There's no benefit in this whatsoever. One of you got a release. The other one has received a complex. That complex is going to last her a lifetime. This is why you hear a lot of people online saying that people need therapy. And it's true. You need some help. And you find grown women, 30s, 40s, who still remember being treated like trash when they were younger. You do. But the thing about it is, now that they're older, they don't know the difference between good and bad. Because they think that all men are trash. And when they do get a good man and he gives them what they want, they think everything is about to, the bottom's going to fall out. See, meeting and having a good man is scary to a damaged woman. They're afraid of it. A good man walked into your life. They're afraid of that because they're going to look for him to be damaged somewhere. I need you to be scarred. I need you to hit me. I need you to call me out my name. I need you to slap my children. I need you to try to have sex with my kids. I need you to be damaged in some way for me to accept you. Or you need to leave. And just like, well, I'm not damaged in any of those ways. And I'm going to go ahead and leave because you are obviously screwed up. Your mind is completely messed up. And it's been like that for them, and they're not going to change. They're not going to change. That's what I'm saying. The damaged woman needs a man to be damaged. Because too much good will just mess her head up. But if a guy comes in with all the things you asked for on your superficial list, he looks like this, he does this, he does that. Somebody is trying to buy something from me. And he's everything that you want, you're going to be like, it's too good to be true. And he's going to come in, you got 2.5 kids, and he's going to think your kids are the bee's knees. You'll be like, your kids are awesome. Your little boy is polite. Your little girl is, she's well-mannered. Yeah, I'm cool with it. Let's go. He's going to be in his 40s, 40, 45, established, got his thing going on. You're going to be like, it's too good. He's going to, get you in the bedroom and wear you out. Let you be a complete freak that you are and not judge you for it. You know what I'm saying? Get all that out your system. Because a lot of y'all are some freaks. Y'all some freaks. And y'all don't know how to get that out your system. You don't know how. You're just throwing it all around when you don't know that one man can absorb all that. You don't know how to do that. You don't know how to communicate with your man. So you just freaking everything because you think it's supposed to be out there. Well, you're losing value every time you do that. But he helps you get all that freak out, all the stuff that, if you got some complexes that happened to you when you were, whatever. And not every woman does, but a lot of you do. He helps you get all that out. Loves when you tell you you're beautiful, all these good things. You're making an exit strategy, especially if he says he loves you. You're figuring out a way to get rid of this man. And I was watching this girl on TikTok. She says, please tell me that somebody else, I'm not the only one that this has happened to. She talked about how a man in his 40s, and she was like 23, 24, got with her. And, added to her life. Told her she was worth something. Bought her the things she wanted. Taught her new things. Traveled with her. He did all these things for her because he wanted to make her understand that she was valuable to him. She said, I got ahead of myself and thought that I could do better, and I left him. And she said, and now all I deal with is narcissistic men, blah, 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 and all this other stuff. Well, what you're dealing with is what you are. That's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with men who match your stride. Because that the first guy, the 40-year-old, his energy was a lot, was too high. He was vibrating on a frequency that you could not understand. And because you couldn't understand his frequency, you got rid of him. You were afraid. You need damaged because you are damaged. Birds of a feather. So now you have damaged men, but these damaged men don't stick around. They're not going to stick around and love you. Love you why? Why do I need to love you? What good are you? They don't look at you as valuable. You're not adding valuable value to their lives. What are you doing that's so valuable? What? Sleeping with me? Please. Let's sleep with the next chick. What? You're doing what? Especially a man, if he's on his own square, you're what? What value what are you doing? You what? Made me a ham sandwich? I can order that from Grubhub. Well, see, they saw no value in her, so they just leave her. And she's getting the same men over and over and over. As her husband, she threw away. That 40-year-old man, he would have had her on her square. He would have had her knocking down life like it was nothing. He would have had her seeing this whole entire planet. He would have had her money right, taxes, stock options. He'd have had a right. You know, when Kanye and Kim was married, for one of her birthdays, Kanye got her a keychain. And on the keychain was something that was from Apple, something that was from Facebook, something that was from Amazon, and all these other companies. And she's like, what is this? He said, I just bought you stock in all of these companies. See, a grown man to have you will bring you up right. I pray I find and know it's in front of me. Well, Tiff, there is a good chance that the dude who's looking at you, you don't look past him. I mean, look, it's just, especially at 32, there's a good chance that there was somebody, woo, he probably wasn't the most Denzel Washington, but, you know, he was all right. You know what I'm saying? He probably hit the gym once every 2 weeks or something. You know what I'm saying? He was holding down a little job, had his own ride, his own spot. There's a good chance you was like, Jason all right. Jason cool, but you couldn't see it happening with Jay. But Jay was always over there like, Tiff, what up, Tiff? How your day going? You all right? How your mama doing? Yeah. Probably knew him for a couple of years. He can still remember the conversation he had when he first met you. He probably knew every birthday. Every birthday. That don't matter. You still got TNA. What makes you... Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, Tiff. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Come on. I wish I knew what you look like. So I'm going to point something out to you right now. I'm going to put you onto some grown man stuff. Gay females come in all shapes and packages. But you're still a female. And there is someone out there who will be on them draws. See, you can make a choice to cut the D off and be like, I'm just going to go for the P. That's all I'm on right now. But it don't mean the D don't want you. You out of your mind. There's some D out there that, hey, you put us in the friend zone because you're not trying to get no females? Okay, but we still see you. Yeah, but we still see. See, and another thing, Tiff, a woman is not going to get you pregnant. She not. Just isn't made like that. There's a good chance a woman ain't gonna climb up under your car and see what that ticking is. There's a good chance that that woman is not gonna diagnose she's not gonna diagnose your refrigerator when it gets on the fritz. She's not gonna move the next refrigerator into your house. She ain't lifting a damn thing. She can do all the licky all she want. But when it comes to stuff getting done around the house, that woman ain't gonna do it. She just gonna be pretty and cute and have all these emotions that you guys go through. That's what she's gonna do. She's gonna match your emotion. But when you say, hey, listen, my garbage disposal just broke down and okay, she gonna be like, who you gonna call? She gonna be looking at you like, what's gonna happen? You think no, a man would be like, okay, well, let's do this. Either he knows somebody or he gonna get on it. And it's a good chance, listen, when something happens in the house and a man is on his square, first thing he's going to do is listen to what you tell him that's broken, and he's going to get up and come look at it, even if it's out of his range, because we can't fix everything. You know, if it's out of his range, he's going to come and he's going to be like, what happened? Why is it doing this? He's going to listen to it, test it out, blah, 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 because he's trying to figure out how deep it is. If it can be fixed here, if I have to DIY it, or if I got to call somebody. And if he has to call somebody because he ain't got all the tools to do it, he'd be like, okay, I know somebody who can do this. See, we know people who do certain things. We know people. You know what I'm saying? And instead of calling somebody you don't know, they're going to charge you $90 an hour. You call somebody you do know, $50. $50 and that's it. Call somebody you don't know, $700. Trying to tell you. I'm trying to educate you females. I'm trying to educate y'all. So yeah, you keep running around with them females, you're gonna be lost and alone. You're gonna be lost and alone. And you 32. You 32. You gotta understand that the value that men see in you at age 32, like you up against the clock, honey. You are up against the clock, especially if you're trying to have some children. You are in the geriatric pregnancy stage. That's where you're at. You're in the geriatric pregnancy stage, which means you're at risk of if you can have that child and both you and the child is okay. Not only that, the older you get and you still try to have children, that child's going to come out looking old. Geriatric pregnancy. And have complications. Like, time is not on your side. And I don't know what you look like. I don't know if you one of them fly gay looking. I don't know if you run around, with muscles and you walk like this. I don't know if you got some swing to the booty. I don't know what's going on. But, because there are some very good looking women who they're just not interested in men. But if you're interested in men, listen, you're going to have to turn it up a notch. And you're going to have to get rid of your gay female friends. Because your gay female friends are going to turn other men away. They're going to look at everything wrong with the man. And as soon as a man walks into your house and your gay female friends are in proximity, they're going to try to get you to get rid of that guy. Because they don't have one. And they're going to head for the most sensitive areas. His job, how big his D is, the way he looks. They're going to crush him. I'm just warning you. I'm warning you right now. Listen, You're like, I no longer do this. Oh no, if you got gay friends around, you're still doing it. See, you pulled out of the gay game because you looked at what your real purpose is. But the problem is, you. Thanks too much. But the problem is, the game is still, yeah, but getting closer. Listen, I'm just trying to help you out, honey. I'm just trying to help you out. Okay, you got closer to God. Yeah, fine. Great, that's a good move. Let me ask you this. How many of your gay friends do you still hang around? I'm just curious. Do you still hang around your gay friends? Do you still hang around your gay? Okay, no, you don't. Do any of your gay friends call you? Do any of your gay friends call you? Do they call you? Okay, that's a good thing too. Okay. Do you still go to the same clubs? Now, you can tell us anything. But I'm just saying, if you don't eliminate these things, you're still you're still blocking a man from coming in and having purpose. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so in your household, the things that you and your gay partner did, because it's a whole lifestyle. It's not just, I'm gay, I'm not. It's a way of living. It's a lifestyle. Okay, so the way that you live, the way that you conducted yourself, has that changed? Now, I'm not talking about just in being in communicate with these people. I'm talking about the stuff that you watch on TV. Yeah, if you're still watching stuff, that's Orange is the New Black because it's all females, well, then you still have that spirit going on in you. If you're watching porn and it's all ladies doing the thing with each other, it's the same thing. If you still have a bunch of toys in your house and, you're using that to get yourself off because there's no man, there's a good chance those imaginations that you're having, that spirit, same thing. You're still thinking about those females. You're not thinking about a man. Like I said, it's a lifestyle. It's a whole spiritual element behind that. There's a lot of these people who are like, yeah, you use toys. You need to throw your toys away. All of them. All of them. Because there's a good chance that you were using the same toys when you and your girls was messing around. They the same. Listen, listen. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, it's hard. But you're 32. You're not 13. You're not 23. You're 32. And you're trying to get chosen. It starts from the second you wake up to the second you lay your head down. Listen. Trying to find a husband is a full-time job. It is a full-time job. It is, yeah. It's a full-time job. And when you get one, it's a full-time job. It is a change of mind. It is a change of attitude. It's a change of sexual preference. Listen, when you use your toys, Who do you think about? You already know the answer to that. That's why I'm trying to tell you, get rid of them. When you use those toys, yeah, you're trying to have a, relaxing time, and you just need to bust. You need to get one off. I got to get this. I was a hard day at work. Boss ain't no good. I got caught in traffic. Woo! Just got home. Yeah, it's on. I'm about to go get Mr. Winky. Bam, let's get it. Let's kick this off. You're going to go grab one of your toys, and who you going to think about? You're not going to think about the toy. What you going to think about? You're going to think about one of your female friends, because that was your lifestyle. It's just like a man who's single now, and he's, trying to get one out of there. He's going to think about his past lovers. You're going to do the same thing, and you can't tell me that you're not. You're doing the same thing. And the only way you can stop that is, for one, you're going to need a lot of prayer. You're going to need deliverance. And for two, get rid of your toys. The spirit that has kept you in that life is in your toys. It's in the activity. And this is one thing that's holding back your man. Listen, the bedroom is sacred. Who you having sex with? And don't say yourself, because that's a damn lie. You're having sex with someone. And it might not be a physical body, but it's someone. When you hear those voices in your head, who's talking to you? Where there's a voice, there's a body. And they're just waiting for you to grab your toys. You can stop me when I'm wrong. You grab those toys, you start hearing voices. You start seeing visions. And then when you're all finished, you stop hearing those voices. And you stop seeing those visions for a short time. Then you start hearing those voices. And you start seeing visions, but you're not using your toy anymore. Why? Because someone is talking to you. And they didn't stop once you stopped. Now they live there. And the more you use those toys, the more attached they become to you. You had a boyfriend for 3 years who wanted me to move to Ohio, but I didn't want to pay for anything and just wanted sex. You sound like a modern woman. Where's he at now? See, you're one of them good-looking women who gave the D a hiatus is what happened. No, he didn't what? He didn't what? Nah, you had a boyfriend. You just wanted sex. There's something voluptuous about you. There's something attractive about you to a man. You don't look like one of these girls who looks like a guy. You look like a woman. Except your mind is vacillating between yeah, see, I'd love to see what you look like. Help you out a lot. Help you change some things. Especially if you have a high sex drive. Yeah, you're going you're going to meet some guy, Stride. The problem is the guy that you're going to run into who's going to meet you where you are, he's probably not going to have a high sex drive. You're going to have a problem with that, and you're going to have to tone that down and not cheat on him. Oh, you want to? No, just email it to me. Or give me your or your Facebook. What's your Facebook? Yeah, see, you might find somebody who is great for you, but might not be able to keep up with you. What's your name on Facebook? Or not unless you want to email it to me. Not, I don't know if you want to give me your name. Yeah, but there's probably 20,000 of you. I mean, I've met a man with my whole name before. I was like, "What's your name?" He told me. I was just like, I was like, "Wait, hold on, my name too." Like my whole name, he had. That's your real name? Okay, hold on a second. My Facebook is going off right now. Hold on a second, Tim. I'm right here, babe. I'm right here. Yeah, I would say you probably look like a whole woman with booty cakes and everything. You know what I'm saying? Cootie cakes and everything. I'd have met some pretty women who just wasn't dealing with D. Eventually, she came out of that. She came out of that and was just like, "Yo, can I come see you?" I'm like, "Wait, what happened to all the females you?" Yeah. And then thanked me when it was over. Enough women don't do that. She was like, "Thank you very much." I was like, "Hey, no problem." She thanked me. Y'all be taking y'all man for granted. Y'all be thinking y'all did him a favor. Women are the prize. Okay. I'm the prize. The man's not. All right. You say you live in Chi? You live in Chicago? Okay. I am so glad that you don't have to know math to get into heaven. Yeah, you don't have to know math to get into heaven. But it does help. This is my yummy breakfast. And it's healthy too. That is a good, healthy breakfast. That is admirable. I had something like that today. You miss your mom? I miss my mother too. Okay, my auntie made. And you tell your auntie. Now hold on a second, because this look like some damn good pies right here. Tiff, you've been holding back some info. Now this look like sweet potato pie. Now is that sweet potato pie? Now Tiff, is that sweet potato pie? Now I was on that. Is it pie or is it sweet potato pie? Because now you withholding information. You about to run into some type of, you about to commit a hood felony. That sweet potato pie? All right now, you about to get indicted. That's a hood felony right there. Now you tell your auntie, does your auntie sell pies? Now if your auntie sell pies and she know how to ship them, you tell your auntie, I'm going to go ahead and order me 2 of these pies right here. You tell her, give me the price. Oh, she sell them? See, now that's what's wrong with the world today. See, you could have just led with that. That's what's wrong. See, that's what's wrong with the world today. Folk be withholding information. Because I sure enough eat these. Now, you going to tell your auntie, I'll order me 2 of these. 2 of these right here. 2 large. Those large only come in one size now. I'll go ahead and order those. Okay, but yes, you are a good-looking woman. And I can see somebody trying to, wife you up. You know what I'm saying? You ain't bad looking at all. I can see My email, you ready? I'm going to say it. It's TPOWELL 7938 at yahoo.com. Yeah, I can see somebody. I can see somebody wifing you up. Trying to, especially if you got a high sex appetite, you gonna find somebody who gonna let you climb on top of them and act a damn fool. Because I know that's what you was talking about. You look like you'd climb on somebody and just wear the damn man out. Just, well, goddamn, Tiff, shoot, I know. You know what I'm saying? You look like you just climb on somebody and just, well, hamburger, Tiff, I'm human. Oh, Isaiah. Wait a minute, Tiff, where do you live? You live in Chicago? Well, hold on now. Oh, no, you don't know. It's just saying add mutual friends. I'm about to say, how do you know these folks? You live in Chicago? Crazy ass shot. I'm trying to bring your full picture, but it's not letting me. It's not letting me see. Okay, yeah. And I'm going to tell you something else about men. The fact that you were involved with women before, depends on the man, can be a plus for you, if you know what I'm saying. If you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so when you look at the fact that there are more women walking on the planet than there are men, you might come across a man who, is like, yeah, I'll wife you. And I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm not saying anything is set in stone, but just want to know if, can I have wives? I'm just asking. I want to know how you feel about that. You might be, and you might be in there like swimwear. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, because, y'all touchy about, but you might be in there like swimwear, like, wait a minute. I heard such a bad idea. And take it back to the old days, then you have your proverbial cake and eat it too. Just saying, Tiff. You might come out, why you only got one picture up here? I'm looking for more pictures, trying to see what the body look like. I get nothing. I'm trying to examine, so, there's no videos, Tiff's ain't got no videos. I'm trying to, see the whole, I was trying to get to be like, okay, this is what I could see happening in the near future. You just got this. Well, Tiff, you're going to have to change up some things. You got one picture up there. How is a man supposed to be interested in one picture? I can't see nothing. But I don't know that. I got big feet. Now, do you believe me? I mean, I'm just saying. How's a man supposed to be interested in what you have up here? This one picture where you stand in a hotel and they don't see any, we don't know if you got a church dress on or you got leggings on. We don't see anything. You got to do something. You got to help us out. Men like moving parts. Doesn't mean you got to show them all out, but you got to give us some kind of idea. We don't know how tall you are. And if you have big hips, well, have mercy, Lord Jesus. I'm just saying, it helps to have a nice little side view. We ain't saying you got to be touching your toes. We just saying, Listen, guys don't watch female sports because we're interested in who scores the highest. Just let me tell you that. Oh, you're short. Yeah, my baby mama's your height. Yeah, I'm just saying you gotta show something if you want somebody to, because your man is probably gonna be like 6'9", so he's gonna be a big dude. You know, and you gotta give a little if you want to get. I mean, if you change the whole, yeah, you're gonna have to work on that like today. I'm not even playing. Like I said, Tiff, time is not on your side. You're gonna have to get in the house and something's over here too. I don't know. I don't know. Something with the hair. Something's gotta happen here. I don't know. I don't know, Tiff. I don't know. Over here, a little bit of this, a little bit of bam. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, but something's gotta. You're just not looking like, hello, man, come hither. This isn't come hither. This is stay away. This is don't bother me. That's what this is. That's what this is. The glasses and everything. That's what it is. Look. This is no. That's what you're saying here. Nope. Not gonna happen. Hey, how you doing? Nope. Now it is a churchy look. But listen, I done seen some fine churchy looks. I done seen some churchy looks that just made me just want to go to church just to look. And I knew I was wrong. I like, Lord help me, Lord God. Oh, Lord, I need some help. I'm going to church looking at the women folks. I hear you, Lord. But God wants you to go and look at women folk. He just don't want you to lust in them. But he wants you to pick one out. Like, oh, that's the point, dumbass. Oh, okay, I was feeling guilty. He's like, just don't lust in them. But pick one out and, and go and start a family. Woo, 'cause some females, y'all be looking right up in the church. I'm just saying, there's something going on here. Oh, I don't know. Some of this can come up. This is going, okay, Tiff, in this picture, this is going this way. So we have forehead, I don't know what that is, around your hair, and we have glasses. It's not really accentuating. One good thing is you do have a lot of long hair. That's a good thing. Do not cut your hair. That is your crown. Yeah, don't cut your hair. We likes the hair. Just, I don't know. You know what? If you can do the hair and bring it forward and have it like boom, coming down like right here, like boom, because guys love hair. You don't cut your hair. If you can have it like boom, coming down here with the hole in the back and then boom, yeah, now we got some music going on. Okay. Yeah, lose the hair tie. Lose that. That just, you look sanctimonial, but you ain't sanctimonial. We know you try to do some sinning up in. No, I'm just saying. It just, I don't know, it's almost too sanctimonial. It's like you're about to read some scriptures to the first man who approaches you. Hey, baby, how do you do it? Matthew 12:29 says, Joshua 3:30, Mr. Sir, thou shalt not look upon a woman, and Timothy 2:9. Timothy 2, you look like just about to slap somebody with the with some theology. Thus saith the Lord thy God. Let me put some hands on you, sir. He's like, calm down, lady. I just wanted to say hello. I'm just saying, you look like you about to hit somebody with the in tongues in the middle of Walmart. Hey, you looking real good. Don't you ever look at me again. And it'd be over. He'd be like, oh, I am. Excuse me. Let me get up out of this. Grab his chicken and beat it up out of there. Yeah, but you're not bad looking woman. Got some nice chocolate skin. You know. Need to hit the gym. You 32, you can hit the gym. Shoot, you drop about, yeah, especially if you want to start having some kids. Yeah, you better hit that gym. Get on up in there. Drop about 20 pounds. That ain't hard to do. You in the neighborhood and do that. About 20 pounds, drop it on down. You don't even need to do that. You can just literally walk around your neighborhood and start dropping weight. But I mean, busting some push-ups and lifting weights, that'll make it faster. You just don't want to, you know where people go wrong when it comes to getting in shape? They do stuff they normally don't like to do. And then they lose interest in it. And then the weight comes back. If you do things that are healthy that you like to do, like food that you eat, if you're eating food that you like to eat and it's healthy for you, you keep eating it. If that's what you like. But if you start eating tofu and you don't like it, even though it's healthy, you're going to stop eating it. So find something that you like, but that's healthy to do. That's the real trick of losing weight. You don't like going to the gym, then you're going to stop going to the gym. You don't care what man is going to tell you what. You're going to be like, I don't like it. I'm not going. And you can't make me. And you're right. And there goes your husband out the door. But do stuff that you like to do. If you like to bike ride, if you like to go hiking, you're in Chicago, so I don't know what they do out there for extracurricular, getting the body in shape. But don't go to the gym and think I'm automatically going to lose weight, because that's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen is a slingshot effect. Yeah, so if you like to go walking at the lake, for one, do it during safety hours. For two, it wouldn't help. It would help if you had somebody with you. And for three, don't casually walk around the lake like you're walking in the mall. You gotta see, the trick to losing weight is to get your heart rate and your lungs up past your threshold. That means you can't be casual. You're going to walk, you're going to have to, 5 to the front and 6 to the rear. You're going to have to walk. You can't be out there just like, and think you're going to lose weight. It doesn't work like that. You might, if you're not going past your threshold, which is where you usually get tired, then you're not going to get tired. You want to bring your heart rate up for 20 minutes each day. Now, and walking can do that, but you really got to get on your toes and get out there and, hit it. And it's, I'm not suggesting you run, but if you can jog a little bit, in the grass, not on the concrete, go ahead and do that too. And then there's some other stuff that you can just do, like around the house, stepping up on your stairs and stepping down and stuff like that, just to get your heart rate up, but without overdoing it, or you're going to completely stop doing it. You're going to drop weight fast. But yeah, you drop about 20 pounds, your face is going to start going like this. It's going to start narrowing in. Your waist is definitely going to start closing in. And that's all attractive to men, because men project what a woman's going to look like after they have kids. And your goal here is to find a husband and probably to squeeze out a couple kids. Well, if a man looks at you and he thinks, I don't know how much you weigh, that's not my business, but he looks at you, he's going to guesstimate how much you weigh. Then he's going to say, if I put children in her, on average, when women have children, they gain weight, right? Because we're we're average guys. We're regular guys. So we go after regular average women. So these are not women who are gym bunnies and on TV. This is not Beyonce. She squeezes out a kid. You didn't even know she's pregnant. You're just like, well, what you got? You got 5 kids, all of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, where'd that come from? That's not what this is. We're regular people. So we know you're going to gain weight. I work at Cook County Jail, and the inmates stress me so bad it doesn't help my weight. Well, you need a new job. It's not, I mean, are you a guard? Are you a guard? Yeah, you might have to change. You might have to do a lot of changing. You're not a guard? The inmates, the female or the male inmates? Because I imagine the male inmates are trying to. You give out commissary. Oh, so you walk past the thing and they hand people cookies and whatnot. The males, well, that's because they're and you're a whole woman. Yeah, they're going to stress you out. You're in a stressful environment. Guess how old I am? Just take a guess. Just take a guess on how old I am. Let you look at my face. They should wait. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna get to that in a minute. 40. You think I'm 40? I'm 53. I'm 53 years old. I don't have a lot of gray hair. I got a couple jutting out here, but they usually fall right off. Got one that grows out my nose every now and then. Been doing that for 10 years. Go right. I'm 53. I don't have any gray hair in my head. It's usually on my beard. Exactly. You know why? Because I don't live a stressful life. I do what I want to do. And I mean that literally. If I wanted to get up and go to France right now, I can do that. I have enough money to do it. I don't spend a lot of money. And, you know, I have my own little business that I do. I'm not stressed about anything. I literally get up when I want to. I go to bed when I want to. I don't hang around anyone. I don't have any stress in my life. I eliminate it. And I used to be out there, you know, I thought the more women I had, the more valuable I was. I got nothing done while I was chasing them chicks. But when I cut them all off, I went and I got my degree. I have more money now than I ever had. I play the stock markets. I lost a bunch of money and I'm still okay. And I'm still playing the stock market. I lost a bunch of money and I'm still doing okay. I'm not under stress. I'm not going to be kicked out, because I can't pay the rent. None of that. That's because of the people I hang around. I don't hang around people. I'm a no-nonsense person. When I leave this house, I have a purpose. I'm either going for a walk, or I'm going to handle business somewhere. I'm going to get something done. Everything in my life has a purpose. And I boom, 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 boom. I don't play. I don't really have anything casual I do except, watch games of StarCraft or watch the Disney Channel or HBO, but that's after I've had a tiring day of doing whatever I'm doing. Then I'll come and eat my dinner and watch something on HBO or something like that. I'm 53. I'm just saying, Ma, you work in a stressful atmosphere. That stressful atmosphere is causing you some issues. And as far as men showing their genitalia, that makes you mad. You have to listen to what I'm saying. If a guy who is imprisoned, you don't know how long he's in there, sees you and whips out his thingamabob, that should not make you mad. Now, if he assaults you, that should make you mad. But him whipping out his thingamadoodle and he's in jail, he has nowhere to go. Chances of him seeing a live female is you. And I'm not saying it's right. What I'm saying is it's he's not going anywhere. His every thought is trying to get some ass, and he can't do it. Don't let that bother you. Because if that bothers you, you're really in trouble. Don't let that get to you. You brush that off like it's nothing, and he ain't throw nothing at you or hit you with anything, you good. Don't let stuff like that bother you. I had a customer call me the N-word. A customer came in and spent $250 on a stove and called me an N-word. And think that I didn't know what he was saying. Yeah, I sold him the stove anyway. Took his money and cut him off. I'll never sell him anything else again. But I could have punched him in his mouth. See, there's just some things that people are going to do because that's just what they are. And you're not going to stop it by being perturbed. Oh my God, that's disgusting. Like, nah, you listen, you go to tell the authorities what happened, who it was, and then they handle that. You can't stop it, is what I'm saying. Tell me how you're going to stop it. You can go to the authorities and say, hey, this inmate just whipped out his Yankee Doodle Dandy, and yeah, that's what happened. Write it down, whatever. But I'm just wondering how you're going to stop it. Out of all the inmates in there, how are you going to stop a man from whipping out his... Now, you can give him a lecture and say, you know what, that's disrespectful. And he'll say, you know what, you have a huge ass. And I've been in here for 10 years. And I'm not going anywhere for the next 25. So you tell me what I'm supposed to do. You're not going to stop that man. You could pray for him. You can tell him that it's rude in a very nice way. You can ask them not to do that. You can bring them extra cookies if they don't do that. There's a good chance it's the same person. Make a deal with them. Listen, you like the Fig Newtons, don't you? Yep. How many Fig Newtons do you think you're going to get if you keep doing this? And or you can get some extra Fig Newtons if you stop. Might slide you some Nutty Buddies. Yeah, get them so they can make what they call it a break with the Doritos and the... Yeah, I'm not going to tell you how I knew that. But anyway, just saying, you might slide old boy an extra Nutty Buddy for behaving. Thank you. And you ain't got to tell the whole world what's going on, but it's the same dude doing it. Just slide him an extra... See, he may order one Nutty Buddy. And all of a sudden, he got two. You know what he's going to do? He's going to thank you. And he's going to respect you. And how much does that Nutty Buddy cost you? 50 cents? 50 cents so this man doesn't respect you? I don't know. You think that's worth it? And you might got 10 inmates in there who all love seeing that chocolate booty walk by like, oh, here she comes. You don't know that you're the... Yeah, see, it doesn't cost you nothing. What you don't know is you're the highlight of their day. That's what you're not looking at. You're the highlight of the day. That's what you are. Listen, if I came through there with the Nutty Buddies, you think they're going to be happy to see me? No, because I'm a male. They don't want to see my ugly face. They want to see chocolate, with the hair, you smelling good. That's what they want to see. No, I'm just saying. They want to see. They go to, and when you hand them their stuff, do they leave the from the gate and then go watch, Judge Judy? Don't ask me how I know that. I'm just saying that Judge Judy do be coming on. Do they go ahead and be like, okay, back to Judge Judy, or do they watch you walk away? There's a good chance they watch you walk away. It's a good chance that some people, some of those guys, go to the gate and they know. Yeah. See, they know they ain't ordered nothing. But you come by, they just like, oh, commissary's here. They like, yeah. Yeah, commissary over there, mug. And they beat feet to the gate, standing there looking at you. And they ain't order nothing. Hell, some of them can't order anything because they don't have no money and no family. And your smile is the only smile that they see. The only one. Some of them are up in there hungry. I'm just saying, if you want them to respect you, you might have to have a whole ministry up in there. But if you're going to get mad because some guy whipped out his, thingamabob, then, you're in for a long haul. You're in for stress. Yeah, no, it's not. It's prison. It's hard in there. So yeah, when they see you, they're going to do stuff. Yeah, they're gonna do stuff, and you gotta learn from that. I mean, you don't want to see a bunch of D's flying around, but you can't change that unless you start asking for respect in a nice way. You start doing stuff for them. That's how prison works. You do something for me, I'll do something for you. Well, you don't necessarily need to toughen up. You need to learn how to bargain. And you need to leave what you can't control to God. Pray about these things. But you're not going to just all out stop it just because you are some woman. No, you're never, it's not going to happen. But you have nutty buddies and they don't. You got Doritos and they don't. Yeah. You got Doritos and they don't. You got M&Ms and they don't. They eat breakfast at 4:30 in the morning. Then they eat lunch again somewhere around between 11 and 12, and then around 5 o'clock they eat again. These are the same people who are used to eating constantly on the street. Now they're told what they're going to eat, and it's controlled. And then here you come with extra snacks, smelling like, smelling all delish. You got the big, bundes and the smile and the chocolate skin, and you think that ain't a mini vacation for them? You're fooling yourself. You don't know how powerful you are. You could even tell them, look, you guys. Yeah, they are. You can even tell them, listen, look on WorldStar. Is that a Dogecoin? I tried Dogecoin, I got out. Look on WorldStar. There's a couple women who have been attacked, and one of them didn't make it. And every week, it's getting even more frequent. And I was just talking about those videos. But look, there's somebody in there in a pod. There's usually a pod of like 15 to 20 people, maybe 30. You might have a 30-man tank. There's somebody in there that runs that tank. And they call him the pod father. Don't ask me how I know that. I'm just saying that there's somebody in there that runs that tank. You can get that person in there to help you out. You need to get the rest of them young and straight. Because you have nutty buddies and they don't. It costs you nothing. See, nutty buddies are a bargaining chip. You never heard of the Podfather? Somebody in each pod runs a pod. Somebody. There may be a group of guys, but in each pod, somebody runs it. Somebody's an alpha in there somewhere. And what he does, they do. You might be able to, slide him some extra. See, you're going to walk past a pod, right? You're going to go up to a pod and have to deliver, right? And this is what's going to happen. They're going to come. Yeah. And you're going to come. They're going to come to the, whatchamacallit. And you're going to have a smile on your face. How you guys doing? Like, yada, 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 right? Right, this is what you're going to do. How you guys doing today? Everybody okay today? Good. And then you're going to start calling off names and then handing people whatever. And then somebody's going to be in the back with the thing out trying to, show it to you because they can't do anything else, And when this happens and they whip their Yankee Doodle out, you're going to stop. And your smile is going to turn to a frown. And you're going to be like, look, I appreciate it if you guys didn't do this. And you let them know in a very nice way. Because you being sweet to them goes a long way. And now, whenever you come back to the same pod, if one of them do the same thing, the guys are going to turn on them. Because they know you give out extra nutty buddies, and they know you're nice to them. You're sweet to them. And everything you do is legal. You're not trying to sleep with any of them. You're not trying to give them money. You're not trying to do any of that. You give them a couple extra nutty buddies. Nobody's going to prison for that. And you're sweet to them. You're nice to them. You remember them. They might even tell you something that you remember. See, I used to work for a jail when I was in the military. But you're nice to them. And when you come along, you're nice, you're sweet, and you're cordial. And when one of them whips out their thing, your niceness goes away. You're like, yeah. What disappointing performance? Her performance has never been disappointing. Her smoking weed has been disappointing. Oh, she must have just had a track meet. I'll look it up. But do you see what I'm trying to say, babe? Yeah, but they've done that. Oh, yeah, but they've done that before. Plus, she's not right in the head. She's not right in the head, bro. Yeah. They get rewarded for good behavior. See, do you have a degree? Yeah, Sha'Carri's not right in the head. Ever since the thing with her mom, and then they cut her out the Olympics, and then sometimes they tell those people don't run their fastest. She's just not right. She's got a lot going on. Okay, so there is a study by a doctor named Pavlov. And what Pavlov did was he took a regular dog and he put food in front of this dog, but he kept it in a box, in a clear box, so he can see the dog, go in and eat the food. And what he did was he would have this thing up so the dog couldn't go in. Yeah. No, not wag the tail. Well, that too. Well, they wagged the tail and they salivated. So what he did was he had a bell in the room. And whenever he'd ring the bell, he'd open up the gate and the dog would go in and eat the food, right? So he kept doing this, and then he noticed when he ring the bell, the dog thought it was going to get food. It would salivate out the mouth, wag its tail, and all those other things, but he wouldn't open up the gate. Yeah, the dog got excited. You can use the same type of thing on those men. They're not going anywhere. So basically, when those men act bad, you give them exactly what they ordered, but you don't do it with a smile on your face. You don't stay and talk about whatever they want to talk about. You move right along. You make it regimented. Jason here, Thomas here, and you show your disgust on your face. You just, and you let them know why you're disgusted. Do you have to do that in front of me? You know what? That's okay. Here, I'm just going to give you guys your stuff. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. And you let them know you don't appreciate it in a very nice way. I just don't appreciate it, guys. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. And you move on out of there. Yeah, and you just slide on up out of there. You just move to the next pod, and those guys are going to look at your disgust. And then when you, the next day, or when you got to give them your commissary, you come past, it's the same men. Jason, no, how you doing today, Jason? I'm fine. It's okay. And your demeanor has changed. It's changed because nobody is doing that. And you're, all right, Thomas, here you go. But and you every now and then you hand just one of them just a little extra something, and they may have ordered 2 Nutty Buddies, but all of a sudden they got 3. They're not gonna say, "Hey, I only ordered 2." You're just gonna do it. Just do it. Just boom, here you go, and act like it's nothing. Don't say, "I put an extra one in there for you," because now you're looking to get them beat up. You just do it. Boom, 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 and you keep feeding them an extra one. And they know that it's because of their good behavior. Just every now and then, just an extra one. Boom, boom, boom. And smile, and then boom, just slide on and do your job. And I'm telling you now, every time you hit that pod, they're going to act right. And when they don't act right and you show your disgust, they don't get extra. And now what they're going to do is they're going to turn on the person who's acting a fool. They'll be like, "Yo, man, chill. Like, yo, what's your problem? Yo, man, just chill, man. Don't want to respect the lady, man." Because your smile. Okay, so Tiffany is a prison guard, or not a prison guard. She hands out commissary. But the men in the prison wank off in front of her, trying to show her, whatever. And it bothers her. It stresses her out. And they had a 3-day lock up or lock down. Yeah. And so I'm trying to tell her how to control the situation because she's in control. How to control the situation so the men won't do that to her and disrespect her. And she can just kill them with kindness. But first, she's got to let them know what they're doing is wrong. Like they know what they're doing is wrong, but she has a bargaining tool. They can't get out and go shopping. She's the one that gives them their commissary. That's the bargaining tool. Plus her smile and the way she looks. I mean, I'm not asking you to look more enticing to prisoners, but a smile goes a long way. Yeah, they're locked down. A smile goes. Phone is dying. Hold on, let me plug it in. But a smile goes a long way. And you can use that smile to your advantage. And, one of them may think, "Oh, she likes him." Be like, "No, she smiles at everybody." And that's what you're doing. You're smiling at everybody until one of them disrespects you. And you're just like, "No, I'm not." No, I'm not dealing with this. You're in control. Be in control. Use the control that you have. You got nutty buddies. As long as you got nutty buddies, you control something. You know, you're a woman. They're gonna do it. Men like women. I'm sorry. Men like women. You're the only woman that they've seen in how long? You wait. Don't waste your time getting mad about that. Don't waste your time getting mad about that. Men like women. But control the situation. Yeah, men like women. They want to do